What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the week's hottest topics, you guys. So these are going to be the hot topics for the week of, I believe this is June 24th through June the 30th. So before we go ahead and get into these hot topics, it looks like it's gonna rain today. Oh my God. Before we get into these hot topics, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning your post notifications on, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss what is hot and what is trending this week, shall we? All right, you guys. So the first thing that I want to say is I hope that everybody out there is safe. I hope that everybody out there is cool, because I know here in Texas, it's like been really hot this week. I know we've been over that 100-degree hump all week. Like when I walk outside every day, even in the morning, when I get ready to go to work, I walk outside, I be sweating, and it's just like, oh my God. And we weren't even in July at that point, right? We're not even in July, and it is hot as hell. Like, that's what it was all this week, was like, I'm walking out. Granted, it's the last week of June, but damn. And then my birthday is in July, so I'm like, what is my birthday gonna be like? Oh, okay, you guys, but yeah. I hope that you guys are, like I said, hope you guys are staying safe, staying warm, staying hydrated, staying everything with this heat, right? And then to the people who are affected by those, fires up there in Canada, and, the people in Chicago, Detroit, DC, and all those, I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you guys did not go outside in that mess. If you did, I really hope and pray that you guys put a mask on, right? That's so interesting. People, so when it hit New York, 2 weeks ago, I remember seeing on Fox, well, I don't watch Fox News, but I remember seeing, on The View, where Fox News was talking about the left wants you guys to wear a mask. I mean, if you guys want to walk outside in a bunch of smoke and inhale that, do whatever you want to do, but I mean, that could set your lungs on fire. But okay, whatever, do you. But I hope that my people are safe out there, you guys. I really do hope you guys are safe. I know we're getting ready to go into a holiday weekend. Well, technically, it's the 4th of July is next week, which is, I think it's next Tuesday. But I hope you guys are having a great 4th of July going into the weekend. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Monday, Monday I will be getting off work early. I get off work at 2:30. I love my job. I like my job because during the summer on Fridays and holidays, we're able to leave work 2 hours earlier, right? Like for New Year's Eve, we left at 2:30. Well, 2 hours. I left at 2:30. Christmas Eve, left at 2:30. 4th of July, I get to leave at 2:30. And then, like I said, every Friday from Memorial Day on down to Labor Day, I get to leave 2 hours early, unless it's my week to work a late shift. But hey, yeah, my week to work the late shift was the week of Juneteenth weekend. But hey, we're here, you guys. But yeah, that's really it, you guys, for that little tidbit of just me randomly talking. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about these hot topics, shall we? All right, you guys. So I will say that this week we don't have a whole lot of things to talk about, but I do know that the things that I do want to talk about, they will be I will be talking for quite some time, and they will be a little bit detailed, right? So the first thing, and I don't really want to start this stuff out this way, but unfortunately, yeah, we're going to have to start it out very harshly. So I had not talked about this case. Technically, it's not the case of AJ Owens. It's the I don't want to even say that woman's name on my channel, but you guys have heard the story of AJ Owens, where the racist neighbor basically just shot and took her life. Right? Her name is, again, I don't want to say this woman's name. The white Florida woman accused of the fatal shooting I'm gonna have to read this again. Her name, the white Florida woman accused of fatally shooting of. That is wrong. I thought I was tripping. It's the white. It says the white Florida woman accused of fatally shooting a black neighbor, because that's what it should read. But yeah, the okay. We're gonna try this again, you guys, because it's not me. It's this article. So the woman that was accused of fatally shooting AJ Owens, she has officially been charged with manslaughter, right? And the state attorney William Gladstone announcement was met with disappointment from AJ Owens family members who sought a murder charge, right? The local sheriff previously characterized the shooting as a simple. They characterized the shooting as, quote, simply a killing. Okay. One that serves as a prime example when Florida's stand your ground law does not apply. Okay. So according to the authorities, Lorenz shot Owens through a closed door in Florida while Owens was trying to speak with her about an encounter between this racist white woman and her children. The Marion County Sheriff's Office said that this white woman, 58, had a long-standing neighbor feud with 35-year-old mother of four. Neighbors said that this white woman has a history of harassing kids in the neighborhood and using racial slurs against them, which she even admitted that she's done, right? And according to her arrest report, this white woman admitted to authorities that she had used racial slurs against Owens' children. Exactly. So NBC News reported Monday that this white woman's defense lawyer declined to comment. Owens' mother, Pamela Diaz, told ABC News that the family is devastated by the charging decision. How do I explain this to AJ's children, my young grandbabies? And so this is from her mother. She says, how do I explain this to AJ's children, my young grandbabies, that the loss of their mother's life is still not being taken seriously? She said in the statement, only a living, breathing AJ would be true. Only a living, breathing AJ would be true justice, and today's charge could not be further from that. Absolutely. Like, it's utterly disgusting that they don't want to charge this white woman with murder. So on Wednesday, Gladstone claimed that he had insufficient evidence to charge this white woman with second-degree murder because he said he couldn't prove to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt that she had acted with a depraved mind when she shot Owens through a door. The state attorney said that the white woman faces manslaughter with a firearm is a first-degree felony that carries a potential penalty of up to 30 years in prison. Now, we all know that just because she faces up to 30 years in prison doesn't mean she's going to get 30 years in prison. So I think that's a crock of bullshit if we're going to keep it 100% honest with each other, right? Let's see, because they said it had to be she had to be of a depraved mind, right? So I want to look up that definition of depraved mind. So according to let's see if Webster's dictionary, what is a depraved mind? Because I just want to know what a depraved mind is. Let's see. I just want to find out what a depraved mind is. But I think it had to do something with like the statutory definition of depraved mind murder requires that the accused recklessly create a grave risk of death under circumstances suggesting a depraved indifference to human life. I know that there are other people who've read that definition, and basically it had to be like intent and stuff like that. But this woman, she called these kids a derogatory term. She called these kids the N word. Like, honestly, for me, it looks as if this was premeditated. I think this woman had planned this because, like I just read to you guys in a statement, she said that she's called these kids racial slurs before. So, what more do you guys need? First of all, that should be considered a hate crime. That should be considered murder and a hate crime because she saw, like, to call these kids the N word, and I'm pretty sure this white bitch used the hard ER, not A at the end of it. So, like, I believe that she definitely, like, it's just crap. It is crap. depraved mind legal definition. Like it's bullshit. It is bullshit. It is just complete crap. And like I said, I just think that it's a myth. I feel like with this situation, because we're in Florida and she even looked up the stand your ground law. So I feel like with this, we're gonna see a similar situation like we saw with Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman. I just really feel like that's gonna happen, you guys. I would love for this woman to be convicted because the evidence speaks for itself. I mean, why did you tell these kids to go get their mother, and then when the mother comes to your door, you shoot and kill her for no reason? Like, she didn't do anything to you. You did this because like, I feel like a lot of these people who do these things, I feel like a lot of them are radicalized by the likes of the Fox News and the rest, right? I feel like a lot of them are radicalized by them, and they're radicalized by Fox News. They're radicalized by social media because, you know, they have their little sector of social media that they talk on. I feel like they're radicalized by that orange Oompa Loompa. I just feel like they're radicalized by a lot of things, and I don't know if they've lost grip with reality. But with this white bitch, I definitely do believe that, you know, they have, maybe that's what it is. I don't know how they don't feel that they have enough evidence to prove a reasonable doubt. Like, without a reason, I don't know how they don't feel like they have, you know, because the burden of proof is with with them prosecuting her, right? I just don't understand how they don't feel that they have the burden of proof to prove that she willfully and intentionally murdered this girl. Like, let's call it what it is. It's not manslaughter. It's blatant murder. I don't know how we don't have enough evidence, but hey, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments section below, and we will go ahead and move on to the next story, shall we? All right, you guys. So the next story, let's talk about Carlisha Hood real quick, right? So this story, I saw this a few days ago. Carlisha Hood, who is 35 years old, she was held on a $3 million bail at Cook County Jail after she was charged last week with first-degree murder, and she was so. I'm gonna read this. Damn it, these ads just keep popping up in my face. So it says, so if you guys didn't see the video, we'll talk about the video in just a little bit, but I'm gonna read this article from USA Today. So Chicago woman accused of telling her teen son to shoot a man at a hot dog stand when a man attacked her is suing the city and members of its police force. Go for it, girlfriend. Get what you can get from them son of a bitches. After the murder charges against her and her son were dropped, right? So those charges were dropped, and we'll talk about them in just a little bit, right? Did it just click off my article? It did. What the hell? So Carlisha Hood, 35 years old, like I said earlier, was held on a $3 million bail at the Cook County Jail after she was charged last week with first-degree murder and contributing to the delinquency of a minor in connection to the June 18th shooting death of Jeremy Brown. And I'm going to speak on his family in just a little because I got a lot to say about that raggedy-ass family. So Hood was released from jail on Monday after Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx office dismissed charges against her and her teenage son. The same day, prosecutors told USA Today that the state was unable to meet our burden of proof in the prosecution. Absolutely, you were unable to do that. So a tort lawsuit filed by Hood Tuesday in Cook County Circuit Court names the city of Chicago and 5 police officers as defendants and alleges false arrest, malicious prosecution, and emotional distress. She says, I've experienced pain in many ways that I would never have thought. The Associated Press reported Hood said after the charges were tossed, what happened to me was totally unnecessary. Never in a million years would I have imagined being brutally attacked, beaten, and being arrested. I know she didn't. Prosecutors have said Hood has a valid firearm, owner's identification card, and a concealed carry permit. So what did you arrest her for? When reached by USA Today on Wednesday, the Chicago Police Department declined comment, citing pending litigation. Fox's office could not immediately be reached. Of course you couldn't. Of course you couldn't. Like, the fuck? So if you guys did not, so I know what happened I think what was stated originally was that Jeremy, whatever the fuck his name is, his family and friends were trying to say that Carlisha Hood called her son into this hot dog stand to basically just pow 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 the man, right? But that's not what happened. If you guys saw that video, he the way he was talking to, I'm like, dude, is I don't know what they were arguing about. It couldn't have been that damn serious, right? But when he bucked back and punched her in the face, not once but twice, I was like, he is punching her like she is a man. I'm like, what is going on here? And the fact that nobody tried to break it up, I was like, that is ridiculous. Like, there was one guy that moved away. Like, why don't somebody just say, hey, bruh, it ain't that deep. Like, this is a woman. This is a female. Shout out to Craig from Friday. That's a female. Like, that's really what that was. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm laughing because of the way I said it, not at what I said. But that's a woman. He just continuously hit her. So it was said that she called her son in to come and do, shoot Mr. whatever his name, Mr. Jeremy, right? Or whatever his name is. I don't give a damn. But that's not what happened. Her son was already in there, and he saw his mama getting beat up by a man, and he popped the man. And I don't feel no type of way about it. I feel nothing for it. You fuck around and you found out. And then his family had a whole GoFundMe up. Girl, fuck him and fuck y'all. Then I saw on social media that I don't know if it's his baby mama, girlfriend, whatever that dumb bitch is. This video is probably not going to be monetized, but it is what it is, right? So the girlfriend was on I don't know what she was on, but so they have a shirt, and I think the shirt said Knockout King, if I'm not mistaken. I think that shirt says Knockout King. So they got blasted for it, and the girl was like, "Thank you for the 10,000 views." Girl, you're not getting paid for 10,000 views, because if you were, you would have been able to bury your family member. Y'all wouldn't have to create a GoFundMe at one point. Like, miss me with that. So it says, on the night of the shooting, surveillance video released by Chicago police shows Hood and her son arrived at a hot dog stand at Maxwell Street Express in the city's south side in a blue Lincoln. I don't know what that is. According to court documents, Hood entered the business to get food while her son waited in the car. Shortly after, Brown entered the restaurant and an argument broke out between them, court papers show. Video footage from a cell phone posted on social media over the weekend shows a man yelling at Hood over her food order before threatening to knock her out. The Associated Press reported the man then punches Hood in the face and head multiple times. Prosecutors said Hood texted her 14-year-old son, who was outside, to come inside the restaurant. Never did I see her text that boy. I didn't even see her text him to come inside. But okay, if that's what the people want to say, it's still, even if she texts her son to come in, this man is punching her repeatedly. What was she supposed to do, right? So her son then entered the store, pulled out a gun, and shot the man, who police identified as Brown. The pair then followed Brown as Hood told the team to continue shooting, prosecutors said. Brown died at the scene. Again, like I said a few minutes ago, he fucked around and he found out, and I really don't give a damn. Like, I really don't give a damn. I hope Carlisha Hood gets all the money she deserves from the city of Chicago. Like, I get it. If someone went to the police department and told one story that, but I don't understand. Even still, I don't understand. Even if you go to the police station and say that she texted her son or told her son to come into this hot dog stand and pow him, it was justification. It was self-defense. This young boy sees his mother getting beat up by a man. You think he's gonna continue to sit there and just, let's say, oh, well, that's, I don't know what my mama said to him, but if he beating her ass, then that it is what it is, right? Like, what child is gonna say that? What child is gonna do that? See their mother getting abused by a man and say, oh yeah, yeah, that's fine. Whatever my mama said to you, you got the right to put your hands on her. No, you do not. Like, if that were my mom and some man was doing that to her, same situation, I would have did the same thing that young man did. I would have defended my mother. Period, point blank, no ifs, no ands, no buts about it. So yeah, I really do hope that Carlisha gets, her just due from the city of Chicago, those 5 officers who arrested her and everyone else involved in this. And for Mr. Brown's family, this is what I got for you. That's all I got for Mr. Brown's family. Nothing less, nothing more. You had to bury your loved one. Oh well, don't care. He should not have put his hands on that woman. And here's my thing: if Mr. Brown put his hands on Miss Hood, I can only imagine what he's done to some of y'all asses. Like I can only imagine that he done went upside a couple of y'all heads once or twice, and especially that baby mama. I'm pretty positive he done went upside your head quite a few times. So you look stupid. You look dumb as fuck. You just look plain ignorant. But yeah, you guys, please let me know what you guys think about that situation down in the comment section below. And so we're gonna send a prayer up for AJ Owens' family. Oh God, when it comes to her family, I want that woman to just suffer. That white woman, I want her to suffer. And for Mr. Brown's family, I ain't got nothing for you. Carlisha, keep your head up, baby. And let's pause here and move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So the next story that we're going to talk about is a very interesting story that I just saw recently. Shirley Strawberry, guys, a name I ain't really thought about in quite a long time because I don't really listen to the Steve Harvey radio show like that. Like back in the day, oh my God, when I was in high school and when I was in college, I used to listen to the Steve Harvey, like I used to listen to the Ricky Smiley morning show, especially when I was high school. It used to be the Ricky Smiley morning show, and Ricky Smiley. If you guys are from Dallas, you guys would know Kid Craddock. And then I used to listen to Tom Joyner back in the day, and I used to listen to Rudy Rush. Ooh, I'm aging myself. I am aging the hell out of myself. And then like I said, I used to listen to Steve Harvey. So I used to listen to the Strawberry Letter all the time. Sometimes, now I will be honest with you guys, there were some times that I thought that the Strawberry Letter was just them writing letters to themselves and her reading it. And that's what I thought, right? I never really believed the Strawberry Letter because I was like, who is really writing to this woman asking for her advice? A woman that we don't even know what she looks like. And that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but I was like, I don't believe anybody's really writing to the Strawberry Letter. But I guess people really are writing to the Strawberry Letter, right? But I didn't even know that, like I said, that's just a name that I ain't heard in some years. But yeah, Shirley Strawberry. Now she's in the news because of her husband, right? Her husband Ernesto. And it's a lot of stuff with this man. It's a lot of stuff with Mr. Ernesto. So let's see what we can, find. So her husband has been arrested for, I believe. So yeah, Shirley Strawberry. The fact that this article has him listed as Shirley Strawberry's husband has not been arrested, as there are no details about. Well, yeah, it does say here, Ernesto Williams arrested. Discover the shocking news as the husband of Shirley Strawberry, Ernesto Williams, gets arrested, unraveling a tale of unforeseen events. Let's see what it says. But I can't find. Okay, so Ernesto Williams, the husband of Shirley Strawberry, has not been arrested according to available information and credible sources. Ernesto is a respected individual who owns Ernesto Cuts, as successful men's grooming. What the hell? Steve Harvey's radio show co-host Shirley Strawberry's husband facing shocking allegations in Atlanta. In a bond hearing held over Zoom, Shirley's husband Ernesto was determined to be a flight risk and ordered to surrender his passport because of a phone call where he mentioned traveling where he stayed at a home of his wife's boss. Oh shit. The phone call also reveals that Ernesto has a girlfriend in Florida. Mr. Williams' extensive criminal history was also a factor. The exact felony charges were not disclosed, but pictures with, oh my God. Okay. Pictures with nudity were included in evidence in additional felony. Okay. Ernesto was ordered to have no contact with children or animals. Oh God. Oh, you guys, I didn't mean to read that. I didn't mean to read that. That part I did not know. But I know that it's some fraud stuff. That I know that he's been accused of fraud and whatnot. Jesus. Oh, now the part that I just read about the nudity and the him being ordered to stay away from kids and animals. Sir, what the hell are you doing with children and animals? Lock him, lock him up, and throw away the key, cause that is disgusting. Like, oh God, that is so nasty. That is disgusting. Ugh. Kids and animals. I just don't understand anybody who can get any satisfaction from the likes of that. Any physical or mental, any of that. I just don't understand it. So here is what I was looking for. Roswell police have arrested two people in connection to a $1 million business scheme. Investigators say 57-year-old Ernesto Williams and 46-year-old Erica King convinced people to pay them for their business expertise. They would align themselves with the victims with promises to be able to grow their brands, their missions, their life goals, their social media following, said Roswell. You know, oh, now I'm sorry. Now this woman, his partner, I wouldn't trust nothing that come from her. Because if I could show y'all this picture, who she looks like, she literally looks like Wanda from Holiday Heart. Like literally looks like Wanda from Holiday Heart. So police say Williams and King acted the part, and people pay good money for their services. However, investigators say they never provided any services, and it was all a scam. We know about more than a dozen victims and over $1 million in monetary and property losses. This sounds like Jen Shaw and a lot of other people. Roswell detectives first began looking into Williams and King in June regarding a case of rental fraud at a property on the 900 block of Pine Grove Road. Once detectives started looking into their financial transactions, it led them to the extensive business scheme. Williams and King both have multiple charges of fraud, forgery, and theft against them. Police say, it says Ernest, but I don't know if his name is Ernest or Ernesto, but police say Ernest Williams also goes by Nesto. Erica King goes by Erica Hughley or Erica Hughley Rothschild. Rothschild? Ooh, okay. Investigators believe there are other victims who have been scammed but have not come forward yet. If you know anything about this case or believe you were victimized by Ernest Nesto Williams or Erica Hughley Rothschild King, please call Officer Fields at 770-640-4455. Anonymous tips can be left through Crime Stoppers Atlanta, 404-577-TIPS. That's 404-577-8477. So if anybody's out there in Atlanta and you've been victimized by these two, definitely reach out to them and let them know. You know, I always find it interesting when people prey on, because I feel like you're preying on people at that particular point, right? Because for me, as you know, for us YouTubers, people definitely try it all the time, right? Because people send you spam in your email, because you know we have to link our emails. So I be having a lot of spam in my emails where it say, you know, we can get you so many subscribers and so many people to watch your videos and stuff if you pay this dollar amount. I don't give a damn, first and foremost. And then two, YouTube is not going to look at that. Like if you go out and buy some subscribers and views, YouTube is not going to count it because they're going to know that it's coming from bots. They can tell when it's real and they can tell when it's bots. Like you can look in the comment section sometimes and you can see the bots. Like I've actually saw in my comments and other people's comments once before where some bots were arguing with each other. Like some bots were arguing with each other. You'll see the bots that'll talk about the WhatsApp and all that kind of stuff. So for me personally, I wouldn't do anything like that. I'm not, it's really sad because you realize, that people do want to especially with the pandemic, that was one thing where people realized that they didn't have to check into these 9 to 5 jobs, and they wanted to do, they wanted to do things that they always probably wanted to do, but they didn't have the means to build an audience, or create a website or things of that nature. So they probably found people who were advertising, saying, hey, if you need help with your business, give me such and such and such and such, and I will. Oh, that is just one thing. I'm sorry. If it sounds too good to be true, 9 times out of 10 it is. And I'm not saying, there are people out there that are willing to help you grow, and so you just have to really vet them and do your due diligence and your research on that situation. And I really do feel the fact that they've gotten allegedly millions out of these people, it's sad, because sometimes, and most times, what happens is it's the elderly. It's mostly the elderly, and I really do feel bad that you take people's money and basically Ponzi scheme their ass. It's like you lure them into this stuff, and then you take their life savings, or you take their homes away from them, and you feel nothing about it. So if they are found guilty of this, ooh. But like I said, you guys, if I could show y'all this picture of this woman, Erica, I promise you guys, she looks like Wanda from Holiday Heart. And I wouldn't trust a thing that came out of her mouth. I would be like, girl, with a wig like that, no, wouldn't trust you. Just period, point blank, wouldn't trust her. But yeah, you guys, that's really an interesting story. And I hate the fact that Shirley her name is even linked to this, because she's married to this man. Like, I really hate the fact that that woman's name is attached to this. But the thing that I read earlier about him being ordered not to be around children and animals, sir, what are you doing with children and animals? That is depraved. That is disgusting. That is deranged. That is, oh God. I really hope that he has not hurt any kids or animals, but if they are ordering him to stay away from them, I can only assume that he's done something, or he's been accused of something. And my prayers out to whoever has been affected by him, because that is just bothersome. And it's, oh God, that is just so bothersome. But yeah, you guys, tell me what you guys think about that story, and we can discuss it. And I would prefer not to, honestly. What we can discuss in the comment section about this is the fraud. The other stuff, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about that, please. Don't have it in my, please don't do it in the comments, you guys. Let's not discuss that. That is the only thing in this comment section we cannot discuss when it comes to Mr. Ernesto Nesto Williams. Let's not discuss that. We can talk about him and this Erica King woman. Erica King, Erica Hughley Rothschild King. Girl, Rothschild? And you a black woman, so girl, I know you ain't related to the Rothschild family. Well, maybe you could be. I mean, never mind. Let me know what you think in the comments. And let's pause here and move forward, please. Shall we? All right, you guys. So next up, I found this quite funny when I saw it on, I know it was on Instagram. I don't remember which blog I saw it on, but I thought it was hilarious. And I thought it was hilarious, but then I was like, wait a minute, how in the hell did this happen? So, did you guys see earlier this week where Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, the Michelle Williams that has sang alongside Kelly Rowland and Giselle Knowles Carter. Once again, I will repeat that. Michelle Williams, hell, I would even say this if this was the actress Michelle Williams. Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child fame. Michelle, I'm going to repeat it one more time so y'all can really hear me. Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child that sang with Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter and Kelly Rowland. So somehow Michelle, I believe she was on Giselle Bryant's and Robin Dixon's Reasonably Shady podcast. How in the fuck did they book her? I really want to know how that happened. This is the second time that Robin and Gizelle's podcast has gotten some real traction, because the first time was with James Harden, right? So this article says here, Gizelle and Robin Dixon were surprised by the success. Well, I'm pretty sure they are surprised by the success of their podcast. So Michelle Williams and Robin had an interesting exchange, right? So Robin and Gizelle, it says here, well, Robin and Gizelle may have had another controversial moment thanks to their reasonably shady podcast. According to the Bro Chat, the reality stars participated in the Black Effect podcast festival panel with Destiny's Child star Michelle Williams. Michelle has her own podcast entitled Check In with Michelle Williams. Apparently, one of the topics discussed was criticism surrounding Chloe Bailey's album sales. You guys, I'm really tired of that, but we'll just talk about it. So it says here, her critics think the sales are low, too low, because Beyonce should have, saying Beyonce should have promoted the album since Chloe is on her Parkland Entertainment label. So Gizelle disagreed with the thought. She said if she continuously if she did continuously support, people would then say Chloe is not where she is on her own, and it will be all because it will. Here go another ad popping up in my face. Gizelle said if she did continuously support, people would then say Chloe is not where she is on her own, and it would be all because Beyonce is supporting and Beyonce is pushing her. No, Chloe is where she is. No, Chloe is where she is on her own. Oh my God, am I about to agree with Gizelle? I really think I'm about to agree with Gizelle. Oh my God, the ground got to be cold, because I actually agree with Gizelle, right? I don't think Beyonce, if Beyonce had pushed that album, people would definitely say, oh, well, the only reason why Chloe's album sales are the way they are is because she got just Beyonce behind her. If Beyonce went behind her, I bet you she would have failed, right? I actually get that sentiment. I really get it. Because here's the thing. Like I just said, if that album had done well, everyone would attach her success to Beyonce. And let's just take out Beyonce real quick. Chloe is very successful in her own respect, right? She and her sister are both successful. Halle was in A Little Mermaid. They have been on Grownish, like they're established actresses. So, and her singles do well, right? I don't know what happened with her. I can't speak to what happened with Chloe's album, but Chloe is very talented. So we're not going to take that away from her. So I'm kind of glad Beyonce didn't promote her album, because like I just said, and what Gizelle says, people would attach her success to Beyonce. So let's just keep it a buck. Like, let's be real about that. So Michelle has the same thinking. It's kind of too sort of here, because had Beyonce promoted it, everyone would be like, that's unfair. Exactly. You got her promoting, and then you feel like she didn't do enough. Bam. She's on her label. People know her music. She's on a sold out tour. Exactly. She's on a sold out tour. So, and like Michelle said, artists don't really make money from those album sales. That's for the label to recoup their money. The artist makes their money when they go on tour. They make their money when they go on tour, from the ticket sales, from the merchandise that is sold, everything. Like, that's where the artist makes their money, not with the album. So that is just for the label to recoup what they put out. That's for the album, the label to recoup everything, right? She concluded, I think it's because it was Beyonce. Robin thinks the criticism is valid. Oh, of course. Why wouldn't she promote her or support her? Michelle wasn't having it. Who says she didn't? Who says she didn't support? Robin asked, right, did she? Do we know? And Michelle once again responded, who said she did not support? Baby, come on, Michelle. Keep your foot on her neck. So Michelle went on to say, Beyonce is more involved than people realize, but Chloe can hold her own. She's very involved in helping people creatively. Now, Chloe can write. She can make her own beats herself. She continued. She does have a sold out tour. And I think sometimes seeing stuff live in person helps a person say, I gotta cop that album. So you're obviously a fan of hers if her tour is sold out. Her very first one is sold out, and you make more money on tours and merch than album sales anyway. Come on, Michelle. You better let her have it. And that's the real truth. When the artists, like these streams, even back in the day, like when they used to sell these hard copy of albums, right? They don't get the money from that. Like, look at Tony, and I love me some Tony Braxton, right? Tony was in debt, right? Because they give you that advancement. That is a loan from the label until they recoup their money. So they recoup their money through the album sales. Because they're paying for the studio time. They're paying for the when you go out and promote the album. Like, and see, there's a big difference in between today and what we're used to, right? If you grew up if you grew up in the early 2000s, you're used to people going on press circuits, right? You were used to people going on Good Morning America, live with Regis and Kelly, or Kelly and Kelly and Ryan. Well, not Kelly and Ryan, but Kelly and whoever, right? You were used to people going on those shows, The View. You were used to people going on these talk shows in the mornings and promoting the album, singing, doing a little concert, Today's Show, wherever. You were used to those things. And then later in the afternoon, you were used to people going on TRL. You were used to people going on 106 & Park. You were used to people doing radio interviews, right? So those things drove people to want to go and buy the album even more. But we don't have that today. Yes, we still have the Today Show. Yes, we still have Good Morning America. Yes, there's still Kelly and Mark, right? You still have those shows, but we don't have, like I said, we don't have the likes of a TRL or a 106 & Park, because the music videos also would sell the album as well. So today we don't have that stuff. You just have social media. And if you can utilize social media, yes, you can make it work, but we're in a different age and demographic. Because when I was growing up, there was no such thing as streaming an album. When you wanted to buy, like, here's the other thing. In today's market, you don't have to buy a full album to listen to a song. You can go to Spotify, you can go to Apple Music, and if you want to listen to just one song off of an album, you can do that. But back in the day, you could not do that. You had to buy the entire album and listen to it. And then if you wanted to maybe get a cassette tape, even with the cassette tapes, you still had to listen to the whole freaking album. So today's market is just a little bit different. And like she said, she's on a sold out tour. If she didn't have this, if you want to go by what her first album tanking, then if you want to use that logic, her tour shouldn't be sold out. But her tour is sold out because people still love Chloe, right? Despite what people try to attack Chloe because she's so sexual or whatever. I love it. I don't have an issue with it. If you do, oh well, I don't give a fuck, right? So Michelle also pointed out that Destiny's Child didn't need any help. Destiny's Child put in the work. There was nobody really endorsing and putting us on. Absolutely. The thing that helped Destiny's Child was, like I said, Destiny's Child was in a different day and age. We didn't have social media in the 90s. You had to watch them on television, MTV. You had to watch their music videos. You had to listen to them on the radio, do radio interviews, and so it's different. But they didn't have. They promoted themselves with the help of Matthew. So there was nobody really endorsing us and putting us on. Destiny's Child worked for everything, which I think equates to the longevity of the group and us being able to, be able to be up here solo wise with y'all. So hard work does that. Chloe's gonna be fine. She sure the fuck is gonna be fine. Robin agreed and went on to say that Chloe is very talented, so she'll be fine. And Michelle said that a commitment to hard work is essential. Hard work keeps us here. Amen. Exactly. So it's twofold, right? Beyonce is damned if she does and damned if she doesn't. If Beyonce had helped her, people would have been like, oh, well, Chloe's only here because of Beyonce's influence. Since Beyonce didn't help, oh, Chloe's album didn't go where it should have been because Beyonce didn't promote her. So it's 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 a double-edged sword at this point. But if I want you guys to tell me what you think about it down in the comment section below, and let's go ahead and move on to the next two stories, you guys. Actually, I guess these next two stories are going to be congratulations. So let's pause here and move forward. And actually, we're going to wrap up the hot topics. All right, you guys. So the last two are a bit of congratulations. So you guys remember, I think it was last week or the week before last that I reported that Pat Sajak is stepping down as the host of Wheel of Fortune after he's been on there. I think Pat Sajak has been on there since I've been alive, and that's 30 something years, right? But yeah, Pat Sajak has stepped down, and I don't know if I said it in that video or not, but I had saw some reports that I know Whoopi Goldberg wanted to host, and I also saw that Ryan Seacrest was in the running for being host, right? Well, congratulations are in order because Ryan Seacrest has been announced as the host of Wheel of Fortune. And it's so interesting because Ryan Seacrest does so many things. He has a radio show. He hosts American Idol. He's a producer, with the Kardashians. He's a producer over there at E! Ryan is a busy man. And I know he just left earlier this year. He left Kelly and he left the show with Kelly Ripa to, focus more on American Idol. Speaking of, let's talk about American Idol real quick. Did you guys, so I know Kelly Clarkson was recently on American Idol, and there was one of those rounds of, where how Andy plays the game with the guest, and he asked Kelly to name 5 of the most recent winners of American Idol, and she couldn't name anybody. I want you guys to tell me, can you guys name any of the 5 most recent winners of American Idol? Because I can only give you one, and the only reason why I can give you one is because I watched that season during I didn't even watch it I really didn't watch it. It just happened to be on my TV because during the beginning of the pandemic, we couldn't go anywhere. So I would go, at night I would go to a park right down the street from my old apartment. And when I would come back home, American Idol would be on. But the last person that I can tell you who won American Idol is that young lady who sings in the subways up there in New York, Just Sam. That is the only person I can tell you. Other than that, I don't know nobody who's been on American Idol in the last, since American Idol has been on ABC, I couldn't tell you who won American Idol. And Charlie, I couldn't even tell you nobody before. When American Idol was on Fox, the last season I watched of American Idol on Fox, I believe the last season that I watched was when the two Davids were on there, David Cook and David Archuleta. Those are the last two that I know of. After that, I don't remember anybody. I did watch that season that Ellen was a judge, but I don't remember who won that season. I think Ellen was on for one season, but I don't remember who won that season. And I did not watch the season when Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey were judges. Wasn't J-Lo at one point a judge? Yeah, J-Lo was a judge too. I didn't watch the season when J-Lo was on the seasons when J-Lo was there, so I couldn't tell you guys. The last winner I can tell you is David Cook. No, there was a black girl. I didn't watch her. I didn't watch the season, but I remembered her name. Well, I don't remember her name. I remember there was a black girl that won American Idol, and she was a really good singer. I think her name was Candace. I feel like her name was Candace. And I could be wrong. But I know that there was a black girl that won American Idol some years later, and I forget which season it was, but I do remember that. But yeah, I can't name to you anybody from American Idol. I'm so sorry. David Cook is the last one that I can definitely tell you. Definitely, I can tell you that one. But yeah, let me know if you guys can name anybody. And then the last thing we want to talk about is, I guess it's a congratulations. It feels like a kind of a consolation and a slap in the face consolation. But Angela Bassett, she is getting an honorary Oscar. I feel a type of way about that. I'm happy for her, right? Because she deserves an Oscar. She deserves the Oscar this year for Wakanda Forever, because baby, she did the damn thing in that movie. Like, let's keep it a buck. And what else? But yeah, she's getting her Oscar finally. Again, it's an honorary Oscar, but I mean, because she deserved that Oscar, and she deserved the Oscar for playing Tina Turner. Let's keep it a buck. And this year I know it went to Jamie Lee Curtis, and I'm a big fan of Jamie Lee Curtis, but Yeah, Angela Bassett deserved that award, but I guess we'll be happy. I guess we can be happy for it. I mean, we are happy for it, right? We're definitely happy for Angela, but I really think she should have gotten an Oscar long before now. But hey, that is all we got this week, you guys. Let me know what you guys think about all the topics that we've discussed this week. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn your post notifications on, share the video, and until the next time, you guys, please stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I know I said I'm going to get better with this, uploading these. I am, you guys. Just give me a little bit of time. We'll definitely get back to my schedule of being up on by 10 a.m. on Fridays. Give me some time, you guys, and we'll definitely get back to it. But I will see you guys later for whatever we got coming up this weekend. I'll see you guys then.